want to take a look at an activity that you can use to help your children, to help students learn to memorize math facts. This is a expectation that most elementary schools have, is that students are able to quickly or even instantly just know the answer to simple math facts, such as 4 plus 4. Students should just know that 4 plus 4 equals 8 without having to count on their fingers or use a calculator or use a number line. Most schools expect children to just know that. So here's an activity that students can use to practice. And all you need is some dice, pad of paper, and a pencil. Pretty simple. You just roll the dice, and you're going to add those numbers up. What you're going to do is 5 plus 1 equals 6. And then they're just going to do it again. 5 plus 2 equals 7. And like any other skill that you're practicing, repetition is the key. Doing it over and over is how they're going to memorize it. And look, it's the same one, but that's okay. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Now, why are we writing these down? Why not just say the answer? Well, because we want the students to internalize the entire expression, not just the answer. We want them to really see 4 plus 5 equals 9. And by writing it down, it's going to reinforce that. What you're going to find is, at first, students are going to use the pips on the dice. In case you didn't know, the little dots on a dice are called pips. And they're just going to count them. So they're going to write 1 plus 3 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're going to do that. And if you've ever played games with children, you're going to know that this is how they do it. Which is fine to start, but we want to push them on to the next step. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take away one of these pip dice, and I'm going to replace it with a numeral die. And this die has the same numbers 1 through 6, but it has the numerals. So now when I roll them, 5 plus 6, well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we call that a counting on strategy. They start with the 5, and then they add the 6 more. 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 equals, well, I start with 6, 7, 8, 9. And by using a combination, we're going to help facilitate that memorization. What we don't want to see is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We already had the 6. We already knew that that was 6. Start with 6 and count up. 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4 equals, well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eventually, students are going to start to remember these. And when they do, you can swap out the other pip die for another numeral die. And now we've got 2 numeral dies. We're going to run it the same exact way. 3 plus 2 equals, what does that equal? It equals 5. Now, there is debate on whether or not we should let kids count on their fingers. If they have this 3 plus 2 and they don't know it, should we have them do 3 plus 2 equals 5? Fingers is a good strategy. On the other hand, some argue that counting on fingers becomes a dependency. And if it's always there, students never truly memorize it. They're still counting on fingers. And I have seen that. I've seen high school students that count on fingers for something like 3 plus 2. And once that habit is established, it's hard to break. So I can see the argument on both sides. If you are going to discourage your students from using their fingers, however, make sure you give them a different strategy. So you can't just say, don't count on your fingers. What are they going to do? So one strategy you could give them is take a second piece of paper over here, and that's your scratch paper. And so now they roll their dice, 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 equals, oh, I don't know this. So have them write the pips. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now they can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now remember, earlier we said that this was a good counting on strategy. So we don't need to write all those pips. They can do it similar to that. Look at that, 4 plus 5. Which is the larger number? The 5 is larger. Write the 5 and then put your 4 pips. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we can count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. Okay. A different strategy you could do is you could put a table of numbers where it just has all the answers, all written out. Usually a table like that would look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the sum of 1 plus 1? It's 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. And you fill the whole table out. If you have a table like that, students are able to look at the table to find the answer. Again, that can create a dependency. So if you're going to use a strategy like that, I would recommend putting that table away from where they're working. For example, if they're sitting at the kitchen table doing this, oh, 3 plus 3, I don't know that one. I have my number table, but my number table is taped to the refrigerator. So if I need to, I can get up, go look at it, and come back. So the answer is always there if they need it. They're never in a situation where they can't progress. But also having to get up and walk to their fridge kind of discourages them from using it a little bit. And so they're going to try to use their brain first. And they're going to think, 3 plus 3, I think I've seen that one. But oh yeah, that one's 6. I do know that one. I don't need to get up for that one. So they know that one. Using something like this is going to help them slowly practice. One of the things I recommend, though, is you're going to have to get different dice because these are only going to go up to 6. So if you're working on your basic facts, I would recommend you can get an 8-sided die like that. Or, in my opinion, the best would be these 12-sided dice. And you can roll these, and now, 9 plus 6. 9 plus 6 equals, well, I can use any of these strategies I've learned. I could use my fingers, I could draw the picture, I could use my table that's up on the wall. I could even have a calculator sitting here and punch in 9 plus 6 equals. And that's okay, because if they don't know it, they've got to find the answer somehow. And the finding of the answer and doing it over and over again, that's what's going to reinforce it into their brain. So they punch it into the calculator, 9 plus 6 equals 15. And then they roll it again. 3 plus 6, okay. 3 plus 6, I know that one already, that's 9. This one, 5 plus 5, oh, I know that one, that's a double fact. 5 plus 5 equals 10. And we do it again, 8 plus 10. Don't remember that one. Okay, I'll get up, I'll walk to the refrigerator, I'll check my table. Oh, it's 18. Put the answer. And I will fill this page up, and then I'll fill another column on this page. So I'll start here. After I get to the bottom here, 9 plus 11 equals 20. 12 plus 7 equals 19. And you just keep going. And you decide how much is appropriate for your student. You could do one column each day. You could do a whole page a day. As they get better and better, you can get faster and faster. They can do more and more. But giving them a set amount that they have to do is important instead of giving them an amount of time. Taking away the time element helps kids to reduce the stress. There's many pieces of software, there's many activities out there that involve a clock. And for some kids, that's great. For some kids, they get that time pressure, they get competitive, and they want to do it faster and faster and faster. The problem comes in when you roll something and it's 4 plus 5, or maybe it's a harder one. Maybe it's 12 plus 9. And they're sitting there and they're thinking, I don't know the answer. So going faster isn't really a thing I can do. I just don't know it. So instead of just saying go faster, giving them a strategy, giving them a calculator, giving them something where they can count, giving them a jar of pennies and they can count out 12 pennies and 9 pennies, or giving them that table on the refrigerator, something where they can find the answer and then write it down. And if they know that they're always going to be able to be successful, they'll keep going. That reduces that stress because they know it's just, they have to just find the answer. So this is one strategy we can use to help students to practice their arithmetic skills. If you have comments, concerns, suggestions, please post them in the comments. I would love to hear them. I'd love to come up with other ideas, and I'm going to keep posting more ways that you can help your students to practice their arithmetic facts. Thanks for watching.